I know. Welcome to Viking Preparedness. I am Pastor Joe Fox, and this is
Sister Kate.
And we're dressed the same. We never change our clothing.
We don't.
We just live in this car.
And we wash them in a little cup that we get at the gas station.
The big cup. It's a big cup, though.
Well, I get big
Big gulp.
Big gulp. And then rinse it and all that.
All right, so what I got to thinking about, because we're driving down this beautiful country road, and I saw some gardens in people's yards, and I was thinking about encouraging you to do a garden like I did in the spring. I was considering cajoling you and saying, do you have a garden? Why not? Is your whole yard garden? Why not? That kind of thing.
We have seen people with their whole front yard is garden, and think about it, they didn't have to mow it.
Right, or what about our friend Kelly? Not Colorado Viking, but another Kelly, a female Kelly, who they lived in a yard very small.
Right, and her husband wanted to mow it. He wanted it to look a certain way.
Kansans, they're like that. They like mowing lawns.
So he told her she could not turn the soil, so she just container gardened in her front yard.
And it was good enough. I said, you should let me come video this. It could have been in a magazine, the things she did. She used bins, tote bins, and buckets she found, and some old gutter she found somewhere she was growing spring onions in, and she hung the gutter on her chain link fence and planted stuff in it.
Yeah, she used good soil. She didn't have to try to build that soil up. I think she bought topsoil.
Like potting soil.
Or potting soil. And everything she grew was very healthy, and she grew lots of vegetables.
So I was going to go down that avenue because if you're not gardening now, the chances of you being able to garden after an event are not very good. It's a steep learning curve. And I don't care how many videos you've watched on it, until you put your hand to it in your actual dirt, you don't know what you're doing. And so then I asked Sister Kate, I said, because I thought, most of this country, most of y'all can do a fall garden. And it's time to start thinking about your fall garden. And so I looked at Kate and I said, hey, what kinds of things, like Pennsylvania and across, can people grow in the fall? And she said,
you can grow all of the cold weather, the brassica type crops: cabbage, Brussels sprouts, broccoli, cauliflower. And then you said
spinach. I've seen spinach growing under the snow. You got to plant it before it snows. But I've seen spinach under the snow that they scooped the snow away out of their flower bed, picked the spinach, and ate it. They were hardcore preppers too, those people who did that. You can plant garlic in the fall, and then it's ready early in the spring. Did you mention turnips already?
No. Then you can also winter over carrots. You can plant the carrots, and then you cover them with something like a bunch of straw or something.
But you'd have to plant those carrots about now, right?
Oh yeah, you should have already started.
So I'm trying to focus on what they can do for a fall garden. Getting a fall garden in. Because it's a bit late for the summer gardens. For some places you can, around here you can plant up until November and then, start again in late February. But in a lot of places it's getting a little bit late, right?
Oh, you're saying like if you planted your carrots now, you're not sure they would make it.
Yeah, I don't know how big they'd get between now and...
You can also try planting turnips now, and they may come up in the spring. That's something we've experienced, and that's something that our neighbor does too. It's kind of like a fall harvest or a fall crop for him. He plants a bunch of turnips in his garden, and once they get big enough, he pulls them, and I don't know if he eats them or if he feeds them to his cattle. But
he also shoots the deer that try to eat his turnip greens, which is, it works. I was reading a comment I was on a Ford Observer's live stream chat the other night, and I really don't like talking on live streams because it's not my live stream, and I don't want to steer people away from the thing. But I also want to be polite, so I usually say, hey y'all, or something like that. And I think I said howdy y'all on that one, and then it's all like PJF in the house, PJ da 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 da, and I don't like that. And so I let that die down, and then Sam Colper said something nice about me. I don't remember exactly what it was, but he's like, if you want to know about preparedness, talk to him or something like that. And then one of the comments was, I used to watch Pastor Joe, but he's way too hardcore on this prepper stuff. I mean, I just can't get behind a year's worth of food. And that was kind of like his major malfunction with me. And it just brings me back to, I don't care. This guy said he only wanted to store 3 months. Do what you want. I don't care. But whatever kind of prepper you consider yourself, however much food you store, at some point you're going to eat through that food and it will be gone, your food stores. I don't care if you store 4 Connexes, 4 Sea Airland containers full of food. At some point, you're going to go through all that food. Then what? I think a lot of people don't like thinking about that. They're like, well, by then Walmart will be back open and I'll go grocery shopping, of course, silly little man. I don't like that. I don't like those odds. I don't like having to depend on somebody else. And so that gets into the self-sustainability, and you either have to produce it yourself or find it. Meaning, in the wilds, go gather wild edibles, nuts, berries.
And they're not
roots.
there usually in the winter. All that stuff most of the time is in the spring and summer.
So, I really encourage y'all to try and plant some stuff for this fall. Radishes.
Radishes are ready to eat in a month.
Plant some stuff, please. If you live in an apartment, plant in containers. If you live in suburbia, plant in your flower beds or dig up part of your backyard or front yard if you can do that. Please start producing food to the extent that you can. If you live in a place that allows you to have some chickens, get a couple chickens. Start feeding your chickens and eating some eggs.
Peas too. You can try them for your winter garden because they fruit pretty quickly and they're cold resistant.
Please start broadening your horizons. I didn't say you have to be like the Devares and turn your whole yard into a garden, but you should get comfortable growing stuff, producing your own food. Think about those things. All right. Anything else, Dad?
No, sir.
I'll see you out there.
Shalom.